Hey, good morning, everybody. Today I'll be sharing with you a little recap of one of my favorite artists' musical career, and that person is Frank Ocean. Okay, so you're probably wondering, that's a goat. What the heck is going on? That's not a person. This is Felicia the goat. This is Tyler the Creator's like a pet goat. I was introduced to Frank Ocean by Tyler the Creator and his hip-hop collective Odd Future. And so, yeah, let's get started. I'll be talking to you guys about how Frank Ocean went from being a songwriter to having some beef with his label and becoming an independent artist. So let's get going. In August 2005, there was a natural disaster in New Orleans, Louisiana. That was Hurricane Katrina. At the time, Frank Ocean was living there, going to school at the University of Louisiana. And since that happened, he wasn't able to continue. He stayed there going to school, and finally he decided to go for his musical career. And in 2006, he went to LA, and that's where he began working several odd jobs, including fast food and other service jobs. While he was there, he began to establish himself as a songwriter. In 2009, he was signed to Def Jam through the help of a person named Tricky Stewart, and there he began writing songs for people like Justin Bieber and John Legend. And there was other people, of course, but those are probably the only people that we all know. After that, in 2009, that's when he met Odd Future and Tyler the Creator. So he joined them, and he started to gain more popularity. During those years, Def Jam wasn't really paying attention to him as an artist. He felt underappreciated. So in 2011, he dropped his. Oh, here's Frank Ocean. This is what he actually looks like. And in 2011, he dropped his first mixtape, Nostalgia Ultra. His label didn't know anything about it. He dropped it under the name Frank Ocean. I think he was signed under his original name. I think it's Christopher Bro, something like that. So when he dropped this under Frank Ocean, people were like, "Oh, who is this?" Because it was a critically acclaimed mixtape. It deals with self-reflection, interpersonal relationships, and social commentary. So pretty much anything that anyone could be going through, or it can resonate with a lot of people. So that happened in 2011. This is actually his car that is featured on the album cover. So after this dropped, Def Jam began to pay attention to him and decided to work with him. So in 2012, they helped him release this album, Channel Orange. This one was also critically acclaimed. A lot of people bought it on the first week. So he won a Grammy for this album, Best Contemporary Urban Album, in 2013. And he also won a Brit Award for Best International Solo Artist. So after this, he still wanted to be on his own. So I remember telling you guys that he turned into an independent artist. One eternity later, in music terms, it's let's say you're waiting for your favorite artist, he drops his album, and a year later you're like, okay, it's been a while, he's gonna drop another one. But he took 4 years. After Channel Orange, he went silent. He really didn't do anything with anyone. So 4 years later, he came up with this. This is called Endless. It's a visual album. He was able to finish his contract with Def Jam, and at the time, he wanted to control his creative process, and Def Jam wasn't really allowing him to. So he finished his contract with this album. It's pretty much a long video. There's about 18 songs on it, and it's just a long video. you can't download it as individual songs. You literally have to watch the whole thing to listen to it. But you know, there's people on YouTube who have separated it, and you can listen to it on YouTube. So after this, after Endless dropped, the following day he released this album. And since he was no longer a part of Def Jam, this was his independent album. In 1 week, he made $1 million off this. So you can see how a label really holds down an artist. So for him, it was really a 7-year chess game, trying to leave the contract that Def Jam had put him under. And he was quoted saying this. He said, "I couldn't really tell anybody anything for a couple of years because the industry is so small, it would have gotten back to the label for sure." He said, "Those drives became a physical representation of the stakes." The drives he's talking about is the hard drives where he kept his music. He didn't upload anything to a cloud online because he was afraid of a leak. So if anything would have leaked, it would have changed the whole game for him. He wouldn't have been able to become independent and drop his album. So what I want to end with is, if you have a friend or yourself are talented in something, you should always work diligently and strive to perfect your craft and try to remain independent. At least that's what Frank Ocean has taught me, because he's really in control of his creative process. Once he gained his independence from his label, he began dropping singles here and there. So he hasn't dropped an album since 2016, but he has dropped like 6 singles, just loose songs that you can listen to whenever you want. I'm hoping there's a new album. Yesterday was his birthday, and a couple weeks ago he dropped a single called BHL. So I hope there's a new album coming soon, and that's it.